guys, what's going on, and welcome back to the Bradford save, where the playoff final is about to happen, but I just wanted to bring you this little bit of news that came through in between first, and that's the FA Cup review. Manchester United did beat West Ham 2-0 in the final, but as you can see there, biggest overachievers, us guys, and top goal scorer, Adrian Ruiz, 7 goals. So we got something useful there. 42,000 was paid out to the squad. Despite the fact I reduced the squad win payouts they've been putting in performances, I'm not really sure how much the squad bonus payout thing affects performances, but apparently not that much. God knows where we would be if I'd actually paid them the normal amount of money. Alrighty then, so game day ahead of us now, and despite the fact we beat them both home and very comfortably away, Aston Villa are the favourites on neutral turf. Of course, we're back at Wembley for the second time this season against a claret and blue side. It appears they've been forced into the white kit today instead. Okay, so I've done a little bit of switcheroo bench-wise. Because Will Keane obviously has that 16 penalty taking, I feel like it would be daft to not have him on the bench. As a result, Cassidy steps out, which gives us another spot for a lone player, which means Poymel, who is technically better than Roster, steps in instead. And there we go. Otherwise, the bench is as you'd expect. First lineup is exactly as it was for the 5-2 winners against Middlesbrough. Martinez in goal, Gibson, Garcia, Grippo, Lam, Ferreira, Much and McCachran in the middle, Lopez and Tex on the wings, and Ruiz up front. 49 goals between those front three. 49 goals. Right, so a box standard 4-4-2, although varying degrees of attackingness seemingly on those two left and right mids, I guess. But plenty of names obviously there recognisable. Jan Bednarek, Gary Cahill, Chester, McTominay of Man United. Sandro and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front. So they've gone for that, and obviously our formation we all know by now. And we'll mix it up with a bit of assertive praise. Assertive faith. So pundits and assertive faith for this one. And that seems to have given a green across the board, and we kick off for the playoff final. Oh boy, should have won something more impressive than this, to be honest. One shot already, 70% of the possession, 80% of the possession in the first 10 minutes. That is incredible. Still on 80% with... What's happening with the possession here? 20 minutes in, still 3/4. I'm just fascinated by that. I mean, there's no highlights, so I'm just watching the possession thing go up and down slightly. Still nothing's happened in the first half. Well, I was about to demand more, but a highlight happened. Much. I'm still going to demand more, regardless of what happens here now, I guess, but... Lam has it on the right side, ping straight off Bednarek. Second chance goes in. Ruiz will pick that. McCachran's got plenty of space. 1-0. Alright then. Okay, that's... We are really on top of this. And as things stand, Bradford make their return to the Premier League, of course. Ruiz picks us up here. McCachran. No one around him. Bang. And the Aston Villa... All of the Aston... I really like the fact that all of the Aston Villa supporters have coordinated themselves and come in their away kit as well. Because it makes, at the very least, makes working out who's who a little bit easier. 1-0, one highlight, one goal. Nope, okay, complacency twice in a row does actually seem to do the trick. Was slightly worried about pulling that one out once more. But nope, they were fine with assertive complacency, and off we go for the second half, where hopefully we can maintain. We're only playing on balance, we're not playing positive. Andre Green has come on for... Well, they've put a winger on for a... Right, what's happened there? But they have a free kick in a dangerous territory, just inches wide. Just going to let time tick away a little bit more before we think about any changes. Texas isn't having the best of games, but he's not a player I want to take off. But we do kind of have to think about maybe a change here. Freshening some places up. No one's... I mean, realistically, no one's tired. And the only person having a subpar game is the least tired player on the outfield. No, yeah, we leave as is. Okay, Ferreira's just ticked into 67%, and apologies for the lack of entertainment in this one. Just going to get Ferreira off, because he's starting to get a bit tired. I know he's a great penalty taker, but he will not survive extra time even if it goes there. Poymel makes an appearance. He's a player you've not really seen. He's kind of a player that got a little bit trapped by the loan situation. But Texas picked this up on the right-hand side. Lam smashes that up into the final third where Ruiz can get on the other. And this might go back to Tex on the other side. No, Ruiz goes for the goal. Oh dear. Tex was free on the other side, and that would have been a nice, comfortable 2-0 right there. But as things stand, I was about to make a change and waste time a bit there, but 92 minutes on the clock, only 2 minutes of extra time. The lack of extra time really indicates the lack of anything interesting happening in this game. And we do actually potentially end this match with a 1-0 with 69% of the possession. That is an insane amount of possession for the team that was predicted to be second. And that is a narrow 1-0. McCachran with the space in the first half as this is about to go. I thought I was going to have the celebration-y thing, but it didn't do anything. Not sure if that's a glitch or not. But okay. Well done, lads. Your performance has secured us promotion to the English Premier Division. Confidence is what we like. How did the team talk before the match? Some of them were like, we weren't expecting this. Neither was I. But we could do this now. Premier League has happened. I am very much intrigued by this. So the board said initial wage budget for the coming season at £400,000 a week and a transfer budget of $33 million. To put that in perspective, we're currently paying $133,000, well, about $130,000 a week. Let me just have a quick nosy at that. Committed spending for next season is $107,000, sorry. So we are quadrupling our wage budget, and that's never been higher than $1 million on any window so far. Well, suddenly I feel a little bit better about our prospects. Obviously, bear in mind $400,000 is basically two players for the top six. 2 top players worth of 2 world-class players at the very least amount of wages. But $400,000 probably doesn't even compare to the higher end of the championship, really, £400,000 a week. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do with that. Alright. Parkinson is ecstatic. Good for him. Consistently define the odds from the outset. Actually, I do want to have a quick nosy. Season preview. Where did we end up on the season preview then? 14-1. Apparently. Even come end of the season. I mean, bear in mind we were 1,000-1 in the very early stages at one point. For our squad to develop to the point where we've become 14-1 says a lot about our young players developing, I think. Particularly players like Brais Lopez, of course. Unbelievable promotion. Much praises me. Thank you. I brought you in January, but thank you. Portuguese bosses keep an eye on players like Ferreira and Tex. Why wouldn't he, of course? Actually, I think that says a lot about those players. The fact that the Portugal boss has come to the playoff match for the championship to look at potential players for his Portugal squad. Says a lot about the quality of these players we've brought in a couple of years ago. $750,000 paid out for finishing 4th. Yeah, I might as well show it. It's going to be passionate. Absolutely delighted. Lifts morale and gives us a slight edge, whatever. It's an incredible feeling and a great day for the club. The lads were terrific. Excellent. I'm an ambitious manager. We're going to be aiming high, seeing where it takes us. When will you start playing? Right now. Pretty much. Literally just answered that one. Usually do all those press conferences on calm mode, but yay, people like that. Eric Garcia. Mentioned him a couple of episodes, maybe trying to get him on loan now. He actually classes as a homegrown club for us. Permanently. His contract is till 2024 with Man City, so that's not going to happen. Pedro is definitely not for sale. So basically, the plan here for the transfer window is, well, see what we can get. 33 million versus our reputation might be a slight issue. We might be able to financially get a few good players in, but at the same time, I've obviously got to leave a fairly hefty gap in the wages for when inevitably the existing players go, well, why aren't we being paid 10, 15 grand a week? So I'll do that. So obviously trying to fast forward to the point where we get to the end of season stuff. I'll bring you that, and then also we'll wrap this episode up there with unexpected promotion to the Premier League after 2 years in the Championship. I was really expecting it to take maybe 3 at the bare minimum. Well, I think I promised some people I was going to get promoted to the Premier League. I think I promised one of the incoming players I get to the Premier League next season. That promise is useless now. Here we are already. Players inducted to the Bradford City overall best 11 squad. Adrian Ruiz, the pick of the 7 players, striker accumulated 47 appearances and 28 goals. Lovely. Brais Lopez actually goes straight in on the left-hand side. How is Tex not here yet? I don't understand that one. Riley's still the right back. That's kind of fair because that sort of rotates across the season. Gibson actually goes in the left back. Ferro Dominguez right in the middle. Right keeps his position in the midfield, which is also curious. Connor Coventry, despite only being a 1-season loan player, is also there. Akpan, of course, if you remember Akpan. Sarah Margot's vanished entirely from this, by the way, which amuses me no end. Emiliano Martinez is on the bench for the goal situation. Kyrgios makes the bench now as well. Mello, player also we used to have. In terms of players that have gone, Riley and Wright and Scannell, the only three in the first 11 still. Everyone else on this first string side here are players that we still have. Gibson surprises me a little bit. Gibson definitely surprises me on the left-hand side because obviously we've had a new left-back every season, pretty much. So, yeah, that surprised me a little bit. The fact that Wright of all people is still here. You'd expect a player like Jim O'Brien, who sadly does leave us on a free at the end of the season, would be in there. Jim O'Brien's in my personal best 11. But I can't affect that. Signing of the season was Simone Grippo. Despite the fact Edwin Ruiz scored 28 goals for us this season, Simone Grippo picks up that. Fans player of the season, yeah, I kind of understand that, but he was a free, by the way. Yeah, you can see there for a little while we did get into second, but dropped off a little bit. Moment to forget. I think, to be honest, the 4-1 loss was a bigger moment to forget. I would have put the return fixtures of both of those games as the match of the season and the moment to forget. I think 4-1 at home is worse, and I think 5-0 win away at Aston Villa is better. In fact, all three Aston Villa matches are probably the three best matches of the season when you consider the importance of the last one, even though it was only a 1-0. You've done brilliantly to get us promoted, and you all deserve a good break. Hopefully when we get back, there'll be some new faces here that can help us stay up next time around. That's too ambitious, apparently. Staying up is too ambitious. Just admitting that we're going to get relegated is what they want to hear. No, I disagree with the dissenting view. Don't care. I don't care the fact that you disagree with me there. Yes, realistically, we might get relegated, but that's not what I should be saying as a manager. Ruiz actually ended up in second place in that. 20 goals for the entire season. 5 behind Sandro. And 1 ahead of Mikhail Ishak. Lopez named Young Player of the Year. I'll just congratulate him for that. Lovely. I'll just congratulate myself for winning Manager of the Year, apparently. I think this is also partly due to the fact that you might think Cardiff getting 100 points for Manager of the Year. Their manager did leave about 2-3 months before the end of the season. So that's why that's not happened, I don't think. And of all the players to end up in Players' Team of the Year, Agus Medina at right back. Not Brais Lopez, who had about 7.39 on the average rating. Not Adrian Ruiz, who was second in the goal scoring. Agus Medina. Not even Simone Grippo. Agus Medina. Oh, well, that's something that's happening as well. Board announces plan to install undersoil heating. 2 million for that. Still Category 3 youth. Actually, I will give him a new contract. I'm not going to say sack you. I usually just say sack your agent for that, but it usually works for about 3 weeks. It's amazing how often that works. Just trying to see if there's anything else left. I'm not sure there's anything else left. Although 5 here. Alrighty then, so there we have it. Premier League action for you all next time around. Which terrifies me, frankly. And if there's anything else that comes through news-wise between now and the start of next season that's worth mentioning, just stick on this. I'll just bob that on the end of this video, probably, depending on if it's more relative to this season than next season. But if there isn't, then thank you guys for joining me on this journey. Just want to say once more, a massive appreciation for anyone who's tuned in during this. The fact that anyone's watching amazes me. And thank you once again. And until next time, ta-ra.